right, we are teaching Gracie a play stay. She worked on it a little bit this morning. I really just worked with her getting on and off comfortably, but we're gonna go right back to that step of just getting on it comfortably, understanding that it's called place, before I really start requiring some duration. But we're gonna get to duration today. She'll progress fairly quickly because I'm gonna be working on it a lot. I've got nail Dremel dust on my legs. Okay, so let's get started. Gracie. I'm gonna go the long way for her so she can get her whole body on. Gracie, place. Yes, I'll wait till all 4 paws are on before I mark and reward. I don't wanna mark just 2 paws, which actually is okay in the beginning. If the dog is hesitant with getting on, you can mark and reward with just 2 paws on and then 3 and then 4. But because we've already done it, I wanna make sure it's clear that what earns her the reward is all 4 paws. Yes, good job. Not gonna keep her on too long. I'm gonna release her so she also hears that release word free. She has to hear that a lot too, to put all the pieces together. If I just were to keep her on here for 10 minutes straight, we would only get 1 round of releasing, which means she would only hear it 1 time, which will take a really long time for her to learn that word. So I'm just gonna wait till she's paying attention. I'm gonna physically pull her off, but gently. Free, good girl, and then just some love and praise. No ma'am, place. Nala, down. Good girl. Lincoln, go lay down, not on that. Lincoln, come, I know, buddy. Place, go away, down. Good, you guys can get some food too because you're being very good. There you go. Keep them motivated to work for me. Okay, let's do it again. Coming from the long ends, Gracie, place. Yes, good girl. She's still learning that marker word too. So I want to use it as much as I possibly can. So important that the dog becomes heavily conditioned to that marker word. It's so useful in training. Yes, good girl. Okay, and then I'm gonna physically pull her off, but gently. Free, good girl. So when I say physically pull off, I don't literally mean I'm pulling her off, but I am applying pressure to the collar so that she feels the forward pulling motion, so she follows it, so that eventually she starts to make the connection. Every time I hear free, this happens, so she'll eventually start doing that herself. Okay, it's a good job. All right, let's do it again. You're doing a great job. Gracie, place. Yes. Now, it doesn't mean she actually knows the word place. If I were to just throw this word out randomly throughout the day, she'd have no idea what I'm saying. She's only figuring it out based on the repetitive actions. Because of all the factors. I've got the cot, I've got the leash, I'm guiding her on, I've got my treat pouch, all these things take something out of the equation and it might be more difficult for her. Yes, Gracie, very good girl. You're doing a good job. Free, good. Okay. Gonna go reward my dogs because they're doing a really great job of not responding to that free release command, release cue. That can be really tricky when you have multiple dogs and you're working with one specifically and you use a word that they all know. My dogs really have to distinguish when I'm specifically talking to them and when I'm not. So I'm rewarding them right now to know that that does not apply to them. Oh, Gracie. Place. Yes, good job. Very good job. It's so good. That was so good. Good job. Yes. Nice work, girl. Just good. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of movement with me going onto the other side of the cot because I want her to see she's free to move on this cot. Place just means get 4 paws on it. She can sit, she can lay down, she can stand up, she can move back and forth. So I want to actually show her that she can do that. So I'll go on this side. Yes. So she has to come and retrieve the treat from me. Yes, good girl. I want her to see she doesn't get in trouble for that. I'm not correcting that. Yes, it's actually getting rewarded. I want her to know she can move freely about this. If I didn't want her to, I would just give her a different cue like down, because down means down, sit means sit, right? I wasn't asking you to sit, I'm sorry. You're just such a good girl. Okay, free, good. Good girl, okay? This way. Gracie, place. Yes. Nice job. Good. That's very good. Good job. Yes. Very good. Nice work. Yeah. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Yes, you go. Yes, you go. Ah. You stop putting your nose in there. Yeah, this is a go girl. Free. Very good. Let's try it again. Gracie, place. Now I like to use place to mean, again, get on whatever surface I'm pointing out. So you'll start to see me incorporating the pointing, because eventually I want it to be anywhere, like on a patch of grass, on an area rug, on a yoga mat, the scale at the vet's office, the back of a truck. Like I want to be able to point to something and say place, and for the dogs to know to get on that thing. Ready? This way. Free. Good girl. Okay. Gracie, place. Nice. Good girl. Yes. So I am applying just a smidge bit of pressure. As she gets more comfortable with getting on the cot and knowing exactly where I want her to go, I'm going to have to apply less and less pressure. This is just, hold on. No, place. Good girl. Good girl. No rewarding for that. Excellent job. Wait a few seconds so she doesn't make the connection that she's getting rewarded for breaking and then getting back on. Yes, and then you can reward so she doesn't make that connection. Good girl. That's it. So a little bit of pressure has to be applied, like I'm guiding her onto the cot with the leash. I'm not dragging her to the point where she's, you know, hey Missy, stop that. I'm not dragging her to the point where she's not moving voluntarily. It's just a little bit of forward motion on her neck so she knows which direction to go in, because she doesn't know yet. Like she can't take that verbal direction from me because we haven't established that yet. So have to use the leash to help her. Free. Same thing with the release. It's not because she's in trouble or because I'm being mean. I have to physically show her what it is I want her to do. And then eventually when she picks up on those verbal cues, I can tell her what to do verbally. I don't have to do it all through the leash or through pressure. Okay. Gracie, place. A little bit of pressure here, just a little bit, guiding her on. As soon as she's making it on though, like as soon as I can tell she's getting on, I release that pressure immediately. Nope, place. So my verbal correction was just nope, repeated the word, she got back on, I'll wait a few seconds. Yes, so she can see the value is staying on, the value is not getting off and then getting back on again. But there's nothing wrong with what she's doing, she's just experimenting. She may not be used to this kind of direction and duration with tasks, so it's completely normal behavior in the beginning stages. Yes, good girl. Awesome job. Free. Good girl. All right, in the next video, I'm gonna show you how to create duration. Okay, now in this video, we're gonna add a little duration, which just means I want her to start staying on the cot for longer periods of time. And you know, with me walking away, so you're gonna see how we work through that. I have not done this with her at all yet. Okay. Gracie, place. Give her a second, I think she's sniffing some treats. Place, a little bit more pressure. Good job, yes. Nice work. Good. Yes. Very good. Got it? I'm gonna walk around the cot first. I've got the leash ready so that if she were to get off, she wouldn't get very far. Yes, so notice how short I'm keeping it. Because if I just gave her all of this, she'd get off and 3 seconds might pass and she might not make the connection why I'm correcting her. She might think I'm just putting her back on. Yes, nice job. Yes, very good. Nala down. Oh girl, yes. Yes. Nala is my foster dog. She's whining because she's used to being the one getting worked with. She's having to deal with watching somebody else get all the attention. Yes, good girl. All right, one more rotation, then we'll release her and we'll add on. 3, good girl, good job. And it's okay to praise them once you release them. I just would not reward, because you don't want to build any value in them releasing, because what they find valuable is the behavior they'll give you. The behavior I want her to give me is holding place, not breaking. So be really careful with that, but praising and petting is totally fine. That's not motivational enough for most dogs to want to break, especially when you're comparing it to food. So a little bit of petting, praising when you release them is good, just so that they know that what they did was correct, because she's still learning the release word. She's getting tired. So, oh no, she's just itching, scratching. If she was gonna get tired, I was gonna say we're probably gonna take a break, but I think she was just scratching. So we should still be good to go. Place. Yes. Good, so this time I'm gonna drop the leash and I'm gonna walk around. I've gotta be really quick though, in case she breaks. Yes. Girl. Just getting her used to seeing me move around and she's staying in place. I don't want her thinking that it's always gonna be me right in front of her. Because ultimately we wanna get to the point where I can walk completely away. So this is just gradually helping her. Girl. Good job. Yes. I'm gonna walk away a little bit. Yes. I actually wanna move the camera so you can see a different angle. She's doing a great job. Yes, very good. So in the beginning, she needs to see this predictability that I'm coming back to reward her, which will motivate her to stay put, because this is where the value is. This is where the food is coming from. Yes. I dropped it. She's not allowed to break to get food you drop. So be really aware of that. If you allow them to break to get food that you dropped or that they dropped, that's just going to translate into other parts of their training. Yes, good girl. I'm just going to try to swing her around a little bit. Come on. No, 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 no. Place. Good girl. Come on, girl. Got to get back on all the way. Place. Good girl. That was a good girl. No food for that yet. We'll wait. That was kind of my fault though. Yes, good girl. Nala, leave it. Down. Nope. Nala, down. Good girl. Yes. Very good job. Good. All right, going back to dropping the leash. Just gonna walk around a little bit. Yes, very good. Good. That's what I wanted. I wanted her to move around a bit. Place. Good girl. Yes. Nice job. Yes. Yes. Very good. Yes. Very good girl. Okay. Nice job. All right, gonna create a little more duration by having me walk away even further. Yes. Yes. Try to go in all directions. Yes. Yes. Nice job. Yes. I saw you thinking there. That was very good. I thought about breaking, but you didn't. Place. Girl. Okay. Good girl. Yes. So since she failed there, I'm not gonna go back to how far I was going. I'll just repeat a step or two where she was successful so she can be reminded what we're doing. Then I'll walk away nice and far. Yes, good girl. Let's try this side. Place. Good girl, very good girl. Good. Yes, nice job. Yes, very good girl. Nice work. Yes, you're doing so good. You're such a good girl. Very good girl. Very good girl. Nice work. Okay, bring her a little closer because now I'm going to start disappearing out of sight. This is the next step. It's disappearing out of sight. You'll see me go around that corner, but I'm going to go ahead and reward her first because she was just holding it for a long time while I moved the camera. I'm still paying attention to listening. Yes, just because she was successful doesn't mean that she's never going to break again. You gotta always be ready to correct. Yes, good job. Get it? On your cut. Good girl. I stayed out of sight for a little bit longer that time. Yes, great work. Nice job. And that's where we're gonna leave it for now. Later we're gonna advance it where I'm gonna start adding in some easy distractions. All right, so we're still working on a play stay. What I'm gonna do today is add in some easy distractions like daily life chores, vacuuming, straightening up. I do actually have a few things I want to straighten up and vacuum. So I'm going to use those real life things and put them into her training, but I have to remember to reward her consistently. This is still very new for her, but I also have to keep my eye on her when she does break. I anticipate she'll break, so I have to be really fast in responding to that. Gracie, place. Good girl. You can either wear a treat pouch. I'm just keeping a few in my hand so I can deliver them to her. Start vacuuming.
important to add in like those daily life routines and chores, because your dog needs to see this out of a typical training session. You don't want your dog to get stuck in only knowing this pattern where you put them in a position and then you walk away and you come right back. You walk away and you come right back. They need to see this picture where you're also not looking at them anymore. You take your eyes off of them, you're focused on something else. A lot of dogs tend to think that the moment you stop looking at them, they're done. Or the moment you start talking to another human and you're having a conversation, we must be done. So those are all things you want to incorporate so that in real life you can really use this. I use this every day. Every day I need my dogs to be on plays, because especially with a multi-dog household, having that many dogs like running around or even just walking around, being in the way, can be frustrating. So for me, it just helps to create peace of being with them. Now, my own personal dogs, if I'm training another dog, I might reward them here and there to keep them motivated to not just hold place, but to also see it as valuable, because the other dog is getting a lot more interaction than them. So it's not so much that I need to give them food to make sure they hold place. I just want them to feel good about the process and not frustrated. Especially my foster dog, Nala. This kind of practice is still very new for her. She was the one that was getting all the attention, and now she's not, but she's laying very comfortably right now. And so I'm gonna still reward them, but not nearly as much as Gracie.